Alright guys, welcome back to another fun-filled, action-packed, flipped Geometry Classroom video. Can't be too loud here because it's past midnight and people might complain. But anyways, today we're going to be learning. Remember how back in the day we learned the formulas for lines, remember? So we had like, for example, we had y equals mx plus b, or maybe you remember standard form, ax plus by equals c. Well, today we're going to be learning the equation of a circle. Holy guacamole, this is going to be epic. So let's write down the formula, shall we? Standard form for the equation of a circle is parentheses x minus h, close parentheses, squared plus y minus k, close parentheses, squared equals r squared. So now, what do these things even stand for? Watch this. In parentheses, h, k. Now that represents a point. Remember, in a point, we got a coordinate. We got two coordinates. So right here, hk is going to be the center of our circle. And r is the, you guys should know this one, radius. R is the radius. All right. So using this information, watch this, if we're given the center and the radius or diameter, because we can find the radius from diameter, then we can write equations for these circles. The formula is up here. We're going to use that and the information they gave us to write our equation for a circle. So right here they give us the center is 5, 3. Remember, the center is always h slash k. So if we have 5 right here and 3 over here, what would my formula say? It would be parentheses x minus, look at this, h, it's right here, and k is the second number. So we've got x minus 5, close parentheses squared, plus y minus, what's the other number? 3. Close parentheses squared equals, and what's my radius? Look, they told me my radius right here. It is 2, so it equals 2 squared, which is 4. So I don't need to write 2 squared. I can just write 4. There we go, and that's your equation for this circle. Let's try another one. So the next one, we've got our center at point -1, 7, and the radius is 14. So we're going to have x minus what? Minus -1. That's going to be plus 1. So I'm just going to put plus 1 plus y minus 7, close parentheses squared, equals the radius 14 squared. But what is 14 squared? 14 squared is 196. So let me take that away. And just write 196. And that's our equation for this circle, number 2. No, stuttering. All right. And now for number 3, look at this. First, before we start, let's just take a look at this. We need the center. We've got that. -2, -11. And the diameter is 18, so what's the radius? The radius, r, equals 9, because it's half the diameter. So now let's write our equation. X minus a -2. What happens when I subtract a negative number? It becomes a plus. So x plus 2 squared plus y minus what? Minus a -11. So once again, if I'm subtracting a negative, I'm going to turn it into a plus. Plus 11 squared equals, my radius, we found that is 9, so it's 9 squared. But what's 9 squared? That's 81. So we're just going to write 81. Alrighty, so you guys try the next 3 on your own. Now, what do we do if we're given a graph, an actual visual? Well, watch this. We can still do the same thing. First, we need to find the center point, okay? So let's take a look at where the center is. The center of the circle is right here, and that is at 1, 2, 3 over. So 3, comma, down 2, -2. So our center point is 3, let me use it in color, -2. There we go. Okay? And we need to find a radius. The radius is from the center to any side of the circle. And so the easiest way is just to go from the center and just count spaces straight up. So watch this. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this radius is 5. So the radius r equals 5. Let me put that in green. Put that in green. Let's just keep things consistent. R equals 5. So now with this information, I should be able to write my formula. So we've got x minus 3, close parentheses, squared, plus y minus a negative 2, which becomes a plus, so squared, equals the radius, which is 5, squared, so 5 squared. And now, simplifying everything, we've just got x minus 3 squared plus y plus 2 squared equals 25. And that is the equation for this circle. All right, guys, number 8. Check this out. This is when you're given the center and a point on the circle. So how would I do this one? Check this out. We've got the center, but do we know the radius? We don't know the radius. We know another point on the circle, though. So just giving you a drawing, look, they're giving you the center, and then they're giving you a point somewhere on the circle. So how would I find this distance, which is the radius? How would I find that distance? Does anybody have an idea? It's the distance formula. Oh my goodness, what a throwback. The distance formula is d, which is distance, equals square root of, in parentheses, x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. And this distance is going to be our radius. So let me just label real quick. So pick x2 and x1. Doesn't really matter which ones you pick as long as you keep your 1s and 2s together. So x1 will be right here. Y1 will be right here. And then I'm just going to say that x2 is right here and y2 is over here. So now let me plug all these numbers into the formula. Equals square root of x2, I chose as 7, minus x1, I chose as 9, okay, squared, plus y2, I chose as 4, minus y1, which I had is 10, okay, squared. Then this is going to simplify to square root of, inside the parentheses, we've got 7 minus 9, that's negative 2, squared, plus 4 minus 10 is negative 6 squared. Okay, this is going to now simplify to negative 2 squared is positive 4. There's no way it can come out negative. Okay, guys, if you got a negative, that's wrong. So it's 4 plus negative 6 squared is going to be 36. So now we've got 4 plus 36. That is the square root of 40. Okay, so it's going to be the square root of 40. Now we're just going to leave it like that because watch this. It's going to be very simple to write the equation for a circle. Remember, it's going to be, now for the equation of the circle, I need the center. So I'm going to erase these values now. I just need the center and I need my radius. My radius I just found is the square root of 40. So here we go. The equation of a circle is going to be x minus, where's the first point? Right here, the 9. X minus 9 squared plus y minus, what's my other number over here? 10 squared equals, now square root of 40 was my radius, and if I square the square root of 40, that just gets rid of the square root sign, so it's just going to be 40. So my final answer is x minus 9 squared plus y minus 10 squared equals 40. And that is it. So you guys try numbers 9, 10, and 11. All right, next, let's say you're given the circumference or you're given the area. How are you going to find your equation for the circle just given one of those pieces of information? Well, the circumference and the area are always going to help you find the radius. Now look at here. Number 12, we got the center point. That's good. Now let's look at where's the radius? It's not there. But I can use the circumference to find the radius. Remember, circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. Okay, circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. That's just the formula. And they told me it's 6 pi, so 6 pi. So now, if I want to solve for r, which is the radius, I'm just going to divide both sides by 2 pi. That crosses that out. And then this simplifies to 3. So I found that my radius is 3 by using the circumference. Okay, so now knowing that my radius is 3, and I've got my center, -1 and 4, I'm ready to write my equation. So it's going to be, remember, x minus -1. But that becomes a +1 because you're subtracting a negative. So +1 squared plus y minus 4 squared equals, what's my radius that I found? It's right here, the 3. So it's 3 squared. And 3 squared is 9, so I'm just not going to write the 3. 3 squared, I'm just going to write 9. So my final answer is x plus 1 squared plus y minus 4 squared equals 9. That is my final answer. Looking at number 14, this time they gave me the area. So how am I going to do this one? We need to find the radius for number 14. So what's the formula of area for a circle? Is pi r squared. And they told me the area is 16 pi. So I'm going to put that equals 16 pi. Now I'm just going to solve for r. So first I'm going to divide both sides by pi. So goodbye pi's. So r squared equals 16. Now to get r by itself, I'm going to take the square root from both sides. Square root. And that's going to get rid of this squared over here. So it's r equals the square root of 16, which is 4. So I found that r equals 4. Now I'm ready to find my equation. So here we go. It's x minus, what do I have here? -8, which is just turns into +8. Squared plus y minus -11, which turns into +11. Squared equals, what's my radius? It's 4. I found that. So 4 squared, which is 16. So I'm just going to write 16. And that is the equation for my circle on number 14. So you guys try his numbers. You guys try number 13 and 15. And finally, going backwards, they're giving us the equation for the circle here, and we need to find our points. So what's the center? It's as easy as this. Look at this. Where am I minus what I'm subtracting? I'm subtracting a +5. And then over here, I am subtracting a 1. So that means my center is 5, 1. How easy was that? And then my radius, remember, the number over here is r squared. So that means 64 equals r squared. So if I want to get just the radius, I'm going to take the square root of both sides. And that would leave me with 8 equals r. So my radius is 8. All right, let's look at number 18. Let's try this one. Where's my center? Whoa, it's x squared. There's not even a number there. I'm not subtracting anything, which means it's 0. So my center here is 0, comma. And what am I subtracting on the second one? Y. Whoa, but it says plus. That means I must have subtracted a -10 for it to become a plus. So I'm going to put -10. So my center is 0, -10. Now I need to find, what do they want me to find? They want me to find the diameter. The diameter. So first I'm going to find the radius. So 42, this right here, 42.25 equals r squared. So I'm going to make r by itself. So I'm going to take the square root of both sides. And that gives me that, what's the square root of 42? 6.5 equals r. Now I want the diameter. The diameter is 2 times r, so 2 times 6.5 equals 13, and that is my diameter. My diameter is 13. And that is the end. So you guys try number 17 and 19. And we're going to be done with these notes. See you in the next one. Peace.